What's up, fruitful investors? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about 3 reasons why I do not own any Airbnb rental properties. So let's get right into it. Reason number 1, I'm really focused right now on building my foundation. So as you guys know, I strongly believe in building a business for the long term. I'm thinking 10, 20, 30 years out when I'm buying properties. That's how long I'm looking out. So I'm thinking about things like, will this property still be here in 10 to 20 years? Will the use of it still be the same? Will it still attract the type of tenant that I want? Is the economy gonna change? Are the rules gonna change, etc. about this property? So that's the way I look at business when I'm trying to buy a rental property. I'm thinking super long term because I want a very boring and predictable retirement. You guys have heard me say this 1,000 times. When I retire, I want it to be guaranteed. I have very big dreams, very big goals of the lifestyle I want to live. I don't want anything messing that up. I don't want rules changing. I don't want the use changing. And that's why I really believe in long-term real estate. That is not going anywhere. It's been around for literally thousands of years. People will need a home to live, and they will need a home to rent out so they can live and have a family, etc. That's the type of real estate that I specialize in. So while Airbnb is a fantastic strategy for a lot of people, for the right type of person, it's a great business. But for me, I want long-term, super predictable. I don't want anything messing with my income, with my retirement. So that's why I really don't like the idea of Airbnb, because I want to build my foundation. I want everything laid perfectly. I don't want things being toppled over easily with a simple rule change or an economic change. I want it to be boring. I like my business boring. I like to find fun in my life. The mistake a lot of people make as real estate investors is they get bored with their business. They want to start having fun. This is something I strongly believe in. Again, to each their own, but I heard this from Don Campbell, who's a great real estate investor in Canada. And he says, your business should be boring as hell. If you want to find fun in your life, go jump out of a plane, which means find fun in other areas of your life. Go play golf, go play tennis, go snowboarding, go travel the world. But your business, that's the heart of your life. Make sure it is solid. Don't be buying things that can get screwed over quickly. Again, I'm not saying Airbnb properties are a death trap or they're terrible investments. They're just not for me. For my personality type, for my vision of my business, it absolutely does not fit with my plan. I really like the idea of high cash flow, right? That always kind of pulls me over in that direction to think about it. Then I quickly slap it down and say, no, it's not for me. For example, I very closely bought a townhome in Costa Rica, which is where I want to live actually. I almost bought one in Tamarindo cash and would have rented it out for Airbnb purposes. But when I ran the numbers and thought of the idea of owning this very active business, which I'll get into in a bit, it's very active, very hands-on. I had to deal with this property thousands of miles away, right? I had to fly there every time I need to do something or check it out. I just didn't like the idea of it, but the idea was sexy. So that's a mistake a lot of real estate investors make. They wanna find a sexy investment, have a sexy business lifestyle. And to me, that is not what I wanna do, man. I want my life to be cool and fun. In my personal life, business is boring. I want my accountant to be like, oh man, this money is just too predictable. That's what I want. I want my accountant to be so angry at me that it's too boring, okay? Reason number 2, I want a certain lifestyle in the next 5 to 10 years, and that is one that is very passive. So I just touched on it. You guys have probably heard me say this 1,000 times on these videos. I'm gonna say it again. In the next 5 to 10 years, I wanna be able to financially retire the way I wanna retire in Costa Rica or Hawaii. So we can already actually financially retire. Me and Rachel can quit right now and we'd be good. Life would be good in this Canadian Kitchener-Waterloo home. We could travel here and there and be full-time retired, but it'd be tight. It wouldn't be the way I wanna do it, which is financial abundance, right? I'm the fruitful investor. I want a fruitful life, even outside of my real estate investing business. I want to be able to travel the world when I want. I want to be able to hang out with family, fly my family down at cost. Come to Costa Rica on me. My friends, come to Costa Rica. I'm going to pay for it on me. That's the vision I have of my life. And We can do that in the next 5 to 10 years if I just keep hustling and buying the right type of properties that I want, because again, long term, those properties aren't going anywhere, right? I'm gonna make some cash flow today, but 10, 15, 20, 25 years when that property is paid off is gonna be the most boring, awesome real estate business. And that's something that a lot of people don't catch on. They want the sexy life, they wanna retire right now, I hate my job, and that's when you get into trouble. Not always. There are a lot of great investors that I know personally who got financially retirable, if that's a word, within 2-3 years. It's crazy actually. But for me, I want guaranteed long-term awesome properties. The other thing is I don't want a very active business. I think I touched on this, but I'm racing through my mind here. I don't want an active business. Airbnb properties are so active. It's like a full-time job, unless you have people running it for you, but you still need to contact them all the time. You got 1 foot in, 1 foot out of the business, but 1 foot totally in the business while you're trying to retire and live the life. That's not for me, that's not what I want. I want my business to be a simple phone call to my accountant, my property manager, once a month. Hey, how are the properties doing? Oh, they're still rented. Click, off to the beach to go surfing, man. That's the lifestyle I want. I don't want to be dealing with, you know, oh, this Airbnb tenant was pissed off, the toilet paper wasn't there, you know, the towels were dirty, you know, he gives me a shitty review, it ruins my rating. Oh, it's just so hands-on. That's not what I want. I want my life to be hands-on. I want to be living life while my business pays for me to live that sweet life. Number 3, and the last and final reason why I do not like Airbnbs for me is because things can change. It is a trend right now. Will that trend last 10, 20 years? I don't know. Maybe. It seems like it will, but it's definitely a trend. And also the rules can change, which they already are. A lot of businesses are getting, a lot of cities are getting slapped on Airbnb rules, right? Toronto is thinking about implementing rules to cut out Airbnbs, etc. Will that happen? I don't know. But I don't want a maybe. I don't want to build this business, renovate a super nice property, furnish it with nice furniture, get towels in there, get toilet paper, etc. And then 2 years, 3 years, 10 years down the line, you know, Airbnb goes bankrupt, they change the rules for each city, no Airbnbs allowed, etc. Who knows what's gonna happen? It is a trendy business. I don't wanna invest in trends. I wanna invest in something guaranteed. Now, if you're the more risk taker mentality when it comes to money and business, take a chance, go at it. You can make a lot more cash flow doing Airbnb than you can with my properties. I guarantee you that. But my properties are still gonna be there in the same way 50 years from now, 100 years from now, 500 years from now. I guarantee that the plot of land, if my house is fallen over by then because it's too old, I can build another one and rent it out again. I won't be alive by then, but you know what I'm saying. Rental properties will always, always, always be there if you're buying in the right quality areas, the right quality cities, which I always talk about on my channel. So there are some reasons why I don't like Airbnb rentals. Again, for me, I strongly believe in the long term. I'm building this empire to last through the ages. I want boring, predictable income forever. I want to retire in the next 5 years, which at that point I'll be 35 years old, and I want that property to still pay me when I'm 70, 80, 90, right? 50 years after I retire. I want that property to still pay me cash flow, guaranteed. Nobody's screwing with it. The rules will not change. The government will not slap sanctions on it or whatever. It is still gonna be there. So if you like this video, if you learned anything, if you got any value from it, please click like right below. It goes a long way to helping these videos get more views so I can help more people like you kick butt in real estate and make that predictable, boring income. I'll see you in the next video.